put my finger on it either, but I know, out there at practice today, I thought there was an intense focus, in meetings. I thought there was an intense focus at practice, and I think the guys are, ready to go. And, obviously, historically, they've played them, tough the last few years. So hopefully we can have a good week of practice, a good week of preparation, and go out and, lay the ball down and see what we can do.
Do the players tell you anything about the history of this series? I mean, like you said, they've been really close games pretty much every time these teams have played.
Yeah, no, they haven't really talked much about it, but sometimes you go into a game and you're facing a team that's ranked as high as they are in the country, and you're concerned that maybe your guys won't have the confidence that they need to, or that they want that you want them to have. But that's not the case. I mean, I think these guys have a lot of confidence that they know what they need to get done. They know the level of competition, obviously, that they're facing, and the team that's coming into town. They know they have a lot of work to do, and I think they'll be ready to go.
Josh, is there a concern of overhype where guys might want to make a play and get out of position where they need to be early in a game?
I don't think so. I think, we try to approach the same every week. We try to do a great job of just getting our guys to understand this is the next game. It's the most important game. Coach Dews talks about it all the time in terms of this is the most important game of your life, just because it's the next one, not because it's Notre Dame or Youngstown State or whoever. So we try to keep them even, just a process of getting better, all the time.
From your point of view, what needs to improve to get the pass rush, get the sack numbers back up to where they were early in the season?
I think we just got to do a better job of finishing. I don't think there's any magic potion, and that's probably not a great answer that you're looking for. But, I'll give you guys an example. The last third down that they were driving on, we had got it set up where we put Juan Price against one of their weaker tackles that was in the game, and got the pass rush that we wanted. We overloaded one side, so they changed the protection. We knew we had to get off the field, and got him freed up, and he did a great job of executing, what he's supposed to as far as his fundamental technique. And our defensive end of the field doesn't get it pulled up like he's supposed to. And I think across the board, whether it's the run game or whether it's the third down situations, you're just finding guys. It's not 10 guys or not 11 guys that are wrong, or even 8 guys. It's one guy here and there, and that's where they're finding it. And when you face good teams like North Carolina is, and obviously like Notre Dame is, they're going to expose you on that stuff.
So you feel like guys are getting in the backfield enough. It's just a matter of sort of what you do when you get there.
Yeah, I don't know how many sacks we should. I can tell you probably at least 4 sacks we should have had that we didn't finish. The one that we got the face mask on, they ended up throwing for 71 yards. That one hurt us, but a guy was in position. And the one thing that we've talked about this week too, we've got to do a better job of playing base defense. We've got to go out, we've got to execute base defense, and that sets up the pressures. Right now, we've pressured a little bit too much, and not by design, not that because that's who we want to be. It's just because we've had to. We felt like we needed to get our guys on tracks, and we're going back to fundamentals, technique. Stop the run and base defense first, and that'll allow you to set up some of the pressure stuff.
Really good group of receivers last week you faced, and it
Yeah.
seems like that's going to happen again. What makes Notre Dame's group unique?
Probably the best speed that we've seen all year. Maybe the best speed that we see from here on out. But they work well in space. They can get off press. They've got great vertical speed, and we've got to do a great job of line scrimmage as far as winning the line scrimmage with our corners. We got to do a great job with our safeties protecting inside leverage and making them throw it to the field. And then you combine obviously their speed with their wide receivers and the quarterback, who is a really good player, really good football player, and it gives you some major concerns, keeps you up at night, and major issues if we don't do what we're supposed to do and execute our fundamental technique.
Is a lot of that coming off of play action because of their success running it?
Yeah, it is. They'll do some play action pass stuff. They do an efficient job on third down, throwing the ball. But yeah, when you can run the football and make a team, and an offense becomes two-dimensional, you start to have issues as a defense. So that's why we always stress, we got to stop the run. And if we give up a fade ball for 50 yards or 40 yards, we can live with that as long as it's not a touchdown, because we feel like we can line up and make a team one-dimensional. The problem that we've had the last couple of weeks is teams are becoming two-dimensional on us. They've been able to run it a little bit. We can't put a knife in that, and then they start passing it, and you kind of get on your heels. So, yeah, it poses a major problem, and that's I think part of why they're having some success.
You guys, on that thread, is Notre Dame's offense similar to what North Carolina brought to the table?
There's some similarities there, I would say. They're an inside zone team. They're an outside zone team. They run a little bit of the counter with the quarterback. Quarterback's obviously involved in the run game. So, yeah, they are. There's some similarities there. I thought North Carolina's offensive line was really solid. I think Notre Dame's offensive line is really solid. And they got some time players at some positions that are really talented kids.
Can that be a tool for you when you say, well, this is what we didn't do last week, and then it immediately applies to this week?
That is the goal. Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, that's what you would like to do. You'd like there to be some carryover, and the guys understand, here's where we failed, and this is what we got to clean up, and this is what we got to do. And it's no different. Doesn't matter who you're playing, but yeah, there's some similarities, and they're just, they're an open style offense, and that's what you see, and that's what they do. And they're putting up good numbers, like North Carolina's put up good numbers. They spread you out. They make you tackle in space. They make one-on-one battles, and that's what you got to do.
You said from day one that stopping the run was a priority here. Has it been especially irritating the last 3 weeks at the first half? Has it been what you wanted?
No question. It's frustrating. It's frustrating, and it's not complicated run. It's inside zone. Those are the ones that hurt us. I think we gave up one counter early on the first play of the game. Where defensive end doesn't box it like he's supposed to. So yeah, it's frustrating. And not the good news is it's not. We could fix it. And like I said, it's not 5 guys breaking down. It's one guy. And guys just got to understand, you're not going to make every play, but when it's your turn to make the play, you have to. And if you're responsible for B gap, you can't get out of that gap. When the ball hits there, it's your job to take it. It may hit wider that play. It may hit inside of you. That's a different guy's play. To get guys to believe that and continue to buy in that's a work in progress all the time. And there will be a time when that clicks over, it switches. But we've been too loose, and we got to tighten things up in the run game. And good news is Coach Dude's got a lot of experience with it. I got a lot of experience with it. Our guys, they buy into what we're doing. So we'll get it fixed. Just got to keep working.
Is there anything with the run game? Is there anything you can do either schematically or from a lineup perspective to sort of push it in the right direction, or is it just the guys that are playing to play better?
I mean, there's some things you can do schematically as far as where you set your front. But in all honesty, those aren't our issues. Our issues are not because we're not setting it right or we don't have enough guys in position. We got the guys in position. We got to do a better job of, coaching the details, coaching the fundamentals, and then obviously the guys, understand it's a two-way street. We got to do a better job of coaching, and they got to do a better job of executing. And they are. We've done it in the past. We know we can do it. We just got to do it more consistently.
What do you say to Lafayette this week to sort of keep his head up and make sure he stays involved in everything?
I always tell, when guys end up getting beat in secondary, you look at Panama and say the same thing. Number one, usually coaching guys that have a lot of confidence. Those guys have short-term memories. So Lafayette is not going to dwell on it, nor is Panama, nor is any of those guys going to dwell on it. But what you do during the course of a game is you have a hard time sometimes getting players to come back to understanding what allows you to win is your fundamentals and your technique. And that's it. So as a corner, when you line up the next play, you got to understand what allows me to cut this wide receiver off and be in position to make the play. And that's where my weight is distributed. It's where my eyes are looking at. It's where I'm setting my feet on the initial release. All the coaching jargon that goes into it, those are the things that the kids got to continue to focus on. It's no different in the run game. A defensive end, is he up the field, or is he really seeing the key of the hip, squeezing it down like he's supposed to on inside zone, and power counter? What are his keys telling him? Is he reacting the right way to him? What happens? You start guessing. And if you get panicky, that's when you can compound problems throughout the game.
When you pull a guy like that, do you have to sit down with him maybe the next day and talk to him about it?
Yeah, sometimes you do. Like during the course of the game, and we had a defensive meeting today, and we're completely transparent with the guys. And we told Lafayette we got him out of the game because sometimes it helps for him just to take get on the sideline, look at what's going on, look at the wide receiver, what does the releases look like, and then get him back in there. But what happens is when we get Ryan Lewis in there, and then we get T. Webb back in there with Pat Morrow, and then there starts to get a little bit of a flow to the game. And now you feel like, hey, let's just stick with those guys. They feel pretty comfortable. They still feel pretty confident. So you don't pull them out just because they're doing a decent job.
I was going to ask you about Ryan Lewis. Did he show you guys something in that opportunity, or do you anticipate those roles sort of continuing to be what they had been?
No, they'll be what they're going to be what they are. Lafayette's played a lot of good football for us. He's going to continue to do that. What we've got to do is we got to continue to develop Ryan because he played with a lot of confidence in a tough jam. He did some higher level stuff in the press corner that we haven't seen some guys do. He even talked to me out there on the field today. He said, Coach, I gained a lot of confidence, coming off that game. That's exactly what you want. Confidence is a huge deal, especially in the secondary. Really proud of our guys, though. Really proud of the way that we continue to go throughout the game. We find solutions to the problem. Really excited about where we're at right now. I love our attitude. I love the fact that we're putting stops together in the second half, which is a tribute to our guys, a tribute to our staff, and we just keep finding solutions to the problem. That's what we ask them to do. We just got to eliminate the explosive plays early, so they don't get up a couple touchdowns. We can't recover from it.
I was going to say, in that second half against North Carolina, being able to sort of hold them down, how big was that for your group's confidence, even though the game ended in a loss? But do you feel like that helped in terms of maintaining the confidence moving forward?
I think it did. I do. I think it's our expectation. When I looked at them in the locker room, I didn't feel like there was a panic setting in. And this is not, we talk about stopping the run, and I think you got to compare a little bit apples to apples. And we're not happy about this. I think we held them to, 174 yards rushing or something like that. And that was the lowest that they had on the season. Now, are we happy about that? Is Coach Duke going to accept that? Absolutely not. We want that down to around 100. But they're facing decent teams. And so when you look at it comparatively to everybody else, is it where we want it? No. Is it the expectations, the dominating defense that we want, what we know we can get? No, it's not. But they find a way in the second half to get the stops, and that's encouraging to see. That game could have got out of hand if they would have gone out there and flopped around and gave up a couple more scores, and then it's really out of reach. But we were in it at the end, and we fought back, and you got to attribute that to their effort and toughness and all the things that we want, makeup-wise.
The touchdowns allowed in the games that matter in the third quarter, since the Youngstown game.
Right.
That's something that the guys are proud of. They talk about that.
We talk about it because I think sometimes it's just a statistic that gets lost as the game goes on, and you continue to get stronger. Like I said, our theme right now, and I know Coach Narduzzi talked about this. We want to start faster. I don't know if that's a cliche, if you can find a way to do that, but we got to come out with more of an edge and go get after it right away. But yeah, we're proud of it. We talk to our guys about that because we want to be a fourth quarter team, and to be a fourth quarter team, you got to be in position to win games in the fourth quarter. So you got to make sure that you're getting better as the game goes on, and we're doing that. We're making the adjustments that we need to make. We coach our guys throughout the entirety of the game, and it's encouraging to see, and that's a strength we definitely got to build on.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Josh.
Yep.
Josh.